All right, another trailer that had been released in the past week or so is Creature Commandos, the second trailer for Creature Commandos. Now, earlier this year, I think actually only a couple months ago, I did a quick segment doing some trailer thoughts on the first trailer for Creature Commandos. And what I said in that segment and in that podcast is that I'm a little concerned because this show looks like just about every single James Gunn project ever. And what by every single James Gunn project, I mean in the comic book movie space, comic book, film and TV space. And I said, okay, it looks enjoyable, it looks entertaining, but it just had me a little concerned. I was like, let me see a little bit of a different side from you, James Gunn, because, you're doing Superman, for goodness sake. And if we see a trailer for Superman in hopefully a couple months, maybe 2 or 3 months, it turns out that it's the same exact kind of thing that we're doing here, where it's like introducing Superman and Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner, and they're all going on an adventure, and who knows if they're going to live or die, then I'm going to be very concerned for Superman. Because here's the thing, guys. I know James Gunn is making really good comic book movie stuff. I love Peacemaker, the show. It's so fun. I think the Suicide Squad is really entertaining. I do think that at times, though, the Suicide Squad goes a little bit over the top. It's almost like James Gunn just, at least for my personal sensibilities, went a little bit over the top for me. But Guardians 3, I liked. Guardians 2, I like. Guardians 1, I think, is really quite good. So he makes really good stuff within this medium. But guys, how many times is he going to do this exact same thing? Because I watched the second trailer for Creature Commandos, and I'm not even kidding. Is this the same thing? Is this literally the Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, I feel like every single James Gunn project thus far in the comic book space has had trailers that look the exact same. And I'm just kind of baffled by it. I'm like, can he make other things? And I'm not saying this because these projects aren't entertaining. I think they're very entertaining. But I think James Gunn is so talented that I wonder, if he makes Superman and Superman is totally different, and I'm not talking about totally different as in it's so dark and so sad and somber, it's a comedy or whatever. No, I'm talking about just tonally, like it's a brighter, more hopeful, warm kind of film. Because lately he's been doing these more cynical, jokey comedy, violent action comedies, right? With these ragtag underdog, mismatched heroes kind of anti-heroes turned heroes kind of stories. He's been doing that basically for the last 10 years. And if the trailer for Superman, if Superman ends up being just something completely different, I'm fine. It's totally fine. Okay, he was doing what he was comfortable with, and now he's branching off and doing something different. Totally fine. All good. But Creature Commandos is going to be the first project in the DCU. They even have DCU, I think, for the first time in this trailer. So that's exciting. It is exciting to see that the DCU is finally kicking off here. But I'm not even kidding. I've seen this trailer before. Not only have I seen this trailer before, I've seen this trailer from a James Gunn project before. Not only have I seen this trailer from a James Gunn project before, I've seen this trailer from a James Gunn project before in the DC universe. Obviously the DCEU. But, guys, Peacemaker, it's the same concept. The Suicide Squad, it's the same concept. Guardians of the Galaxy is a group of people who have no right to be together, going on a mission that could get all of them killed, but you know what? That's what makes them lovable, and that's what makes them unite together, because they don't really care what's going on, and they're just going to save the world, and it doesn't matter who they're saving because they're good people at heart. And I'm sure that this is going to take it a little bit further. In addition to this trailer, James Gunn revealed some other details, such as this is basically, and this again worries me a little bit, he said, this is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy without sentimentality. Okay, fine. But the fact that you're saying this is like Guardians of the Galaxy, but without, makes me go, yeah, okay, so this is just Guardians of the Galaxy theme and variations. For those of you who are musicians, you might understand that reference. Basically, in music, there are projects in classical music where you just have a theme, and then for the rest of the piece, it's basically just faster and faster variations on that same theme. It's, kind of a mix-up of that same variation. And I feel like James Gunn has just been doing theme and variation of Guardians of the Galaxy / ragtag group of anti-heroes. And look, this is all not to say that I'm not going to like Creature Commandos. I love Peacemaker. And even by the time Peacemaker came out, I'm like, are we really doing this again? And it turns out I liked it. It makes me a little bit more worried, honestly, not for Creature Commandos, but for Superman. Because Superman, if it was just like, David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan and Nicholas Hoult, and that was really the main cast, I'd be like, okay, probably doing something different. The fact that he has so many other wacky side characters in there, and I understand they're not going to be big parts of the movie, but I just hope I hope that this isn't a sign that James Gunn is just making Superman in this same exact style. I don't think he is. I really don't think he is. So don't take this from me. Don't take this of me saying, oh, I think that James Gunn just made Suicide Squad, but for Superman. No, it's not what I'm saying. But guys, I was hoping the second trailer for Creature Commandos was going to, give me something different. Maybe be like, hey, this is a little bit different than the Suicide Squad. You could have called this the Suicide Squad 2 Creature Commandos, and I would have been like, yeah, that's what this is. And it's fine. It's totally fine. Maybe this is basically just him saying, well, I wanted to continue the Suicide Squad, but I can't really call it that because it's part of the DCEU. Didn't stop him from bringing over characters like Amanda Waller, for example. And just to quickly talk about other pieces of news related to Creature Commandos, we also learned that Rick Flag Sr., played by Frank Grillo, will be in Superman and will also be in Creature Commandos and will also be in Peacemaker Season 2. Again, another decision. I've talked about this on the YouTube channel. I love Peacemaker. I think it's amazing. I don't think it should be getting a Season 2 in a rebooted universe. It's very clear that James Gunn just wanted to carry over everything he did, because again, what he did was great, but if you're wiping the slate clean, I just don't know, guys. So again, I know that this kind of makes me, seem like I hate the Creature Commandos trailer and I'm not excited for the show. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for the new start of the DCU, and I'm excited, honestly, that James Gunn is not going to be directing all these things, because I want these things to be different. I want each project to feel different. I love that Captain America the Winter Soldier is different from Guardians of the Galaxy, is different from Spider-Man Homecoming, is different from Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War. You know what I mean? Like, I just am a little bit worried that this is going to be, okay, welcome back to the James Gunn show. We filled in the prototype, we made it a little bit more violent, in animated form, and here you go. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just worrying about nothing. Maybe Creature Commandos is going to end up being the best superhero show ever made. I don't know. I hope it is. I really hope it is. And even if it's in the same mold as the Suicide Squad and as Guardians of the Galaxy, it could be awesome. And at the end of the day, I might grumble and complain a little bit as the show comes out, but if it's really good, it's really good. So those are just my quick thoughts on the trailer. Again, just the trailer alone, not even the show. The show isn't even out yet until December. We'll be covering it on the Access Blockbusters channel, on the Access Blockbusters Pod. So let me know what you think about the trailer for Creature Commandos, the second trailer, and probably the final one for Creature Commandos in the comments down below.